How's it going, David from Comic Book Investments? So, got some stuff back from CGC, so let's go through it. Yeah, got some good stuff in here, some kind of rare stuff that I normally don't get, and some stuff that I normally do get. There it is. Trying to find the exact right spot. All right, we got Spider-Man. Man, that is terrible. Right there. Spider-Man and I'm gonna move this. There. Spider-Man number 4, first appearance of Sandman. And I thought, so a lot of these were like low grade. So sometimes I send them batches of like, oh, this is like low grade stuff, things like that. I thought I'd get a 0.5. I got a 1.0. So $5.99. Also, forgot to mention, if you want to consign anything to our auction, you only have a couple weeks left to do that. And we are only 5%. Yes, 5%. That is it. And we have a cap. So if you send in something that's worth like, $50,000, our cap is only $500 fee. You cannot get that anywhere else. Nowhere even close. So, but yeah, 5%, it's by far the lowest in the industry. No one even comes close to how we are. And we do everything. All you have to do is give it to us, and we take care of everything. Picture, list it, put it in our auction, all that kind of stuff. It's shaping up to be a pretty big auction. I will probably say it's probably going to be our most expensive auction, this coming one, just judging by the stuff that we've gotten in. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. A lot of people sending us like their entire collections, stuff like that. So getting good stuff in. Spider-Man annual number 1. I thought it'd be a 1.8, got a 2.5, 5.45. Here's a cool one. This is coverless. Amazing Man number 22. Very, very rare book. My goodness. How about this one? This one is right here. That's good enough. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this stupid lighting to work. Maybe up there. I don't know. Well, you'll see a picture. I'll flash a picture. So, Amazing Man number 2, coverless, $3,599. Super rare book. Very rare. But yeah, it's coverless. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. First appearance in the Mad Hatter. Man, no good lighting. I don't really have it as one light. Thought it'd be a 1.0 to 1.5. Got a 1.8, $5.99. Here's a book. People seem to love this cover, and so it's expensive. It's like every one I have to like do it like this. 241 came back great. I wanted 349. So yeah, if you have anything to consign, I would send it over to us. We'll get it listed for you guys and then auctioned it off. And yeah, no work really for you guys. Just barely anything. Just filled a little form online. That's it. 259 first Calendar Man. Thought it'd be a 1.0. Got a 1.8, 199. All of these pretty much came back a little bit better than I thought. So pretty happy. But again, they're like low grade, so it doesn't really matter. It's like if you have a 1.8 or 2.0 or 2.5 of the same book, it doesn't make any difference. Obviously, it'll make a big difference if you have like a big key, like a Hulk 1 or something like that. But in these lower level books, like the price difference is really not that much. First appearance, Peacemaker, $3.99. That'd be a 2.0, got a 3.0. This 4-color 29, but I know it has something to do with like a Carl's Barks. I hate this. I really do. I hate this. I hate this. Stupid light. Came back great. I wanted $5.99. Let's see. Ghost Rider number 4. Making me upset. Came back great. I wanted $3.99. Got a couple good videos coming up. I just edited one. Should come out tomorrow. So be sure to watch it. I spend a lot of time on these documentary types, and no one seems to watch them. Which I like. I like to do the documentary style stuff. I don't know. I find it's like interesting, and people can learn stuff. And a lot of times it's like people complain like, oh, all these comic channels all do basically the same stuff, right? And that's usually how it happens. It's like, other channels will watch other channels and be like, oh, this video popped off, so I'm going to do a video just like that. So you end up getting just a slog of all like the same stuff, just people just doing like the same types of videos. And so it's like, okay, I always want to try to do something different. So I'll do these documentary style videos. No one seems to watch them. But it's like, to me, and at least in my mind, I'm like, well, I feel like this is kind of important to know. That way, so people would know this information exists. And it's basically, this documentary is on Marvel's first African-American character that they actually went back and tried to erase from existence. That they were like, it didn't really happen. They tried. It was very weird how they pulled it off on how they decided to erase this character, but not erase him at the same time. Very weird. But I thought it was pretty interesting. So I did want to, I've been wanting, I have like this list. And anytime I have an idea, I'm like, ooh, this will make a cool video, or at least in my eyes, make a cool video. And I'll put it on this list. This list is now about 500 videos big. So whenever you guys say, hey, Davey, you should do a video like this, and I think it's a cool idea, I put it on that list. Eventually, I'll get to that. I put this one on that list probably 2 years ago. So it's been in the pipeline for a while. Yeah. You know, I'm also working on a video right now where it's they're kind of like more documentary styles, where it's basically how Marvel Comics tried to copy Playboy. So doing a video on that, that's kind of interesting. Like, that stuff to me is like interesting. But you know, they don't get that many views, but some people out there like them. And, you know, hey, why not? At least people will know and, you know, learn something. First appearance of Loki during Mystery 85. Thought it'd be a 0.5, came back a 1.0, 959. Very rare book. It's the first and only appearance of Bullet Bob. Bullet Bob. Like, see, when I see something like this, so it's like, okay, this is what the key is about. I don't even know who these characters are. First and only appearance of Bullet Bob, Dash Dixon, and Veiled Prophet. So to me, like, when I see that, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I would love to know this backstory of this Bullet Bob. Like, who is he? I've never heard of him in my life because it's first and only appearance. And, you know, to me, like, finding the history of like Bullet Bob would be very interesting. And this is a rare book to begin with. So not only do you have a one and only appearance of Bullet Bob, but then you have this super rare book that it's in. Like, probably less than 20 copies exist of this. So that means Bullet Bob, this character, Bullet Bob, only exists in less than 20 copies in the world. Here's one of them right here. And good luck trying to find the other ones. Probably pretty hard to find. I thought it'd be a 1.0, got a 1.8. So you're probably not going to find it in very high grade ever. But yeah, so to me, that's very interesting. I wonder if I can even find, like, there's this thing called like Read Comics Online, and they have like hundreds of thousands of comic books. I don't even think this would be on there because this is by Hillman Periodicals. I never even really heard of this publisher, very small publisher, 1941, so very, very old. So the only way someone would have to like take scans of this, upload this. So very rare book, not a very big publisher. First appearance of Bullet Bob. So to me, I'm like, okay, what is he like? What is he about? What does he do? Does he shoot a gun with a bullet? Is he kind of like Bullet Man, where he has a big bullet on his head? Very interesting. But I would do a video on that. No one would watch it. And that's like the sad part of YouTube. It's like, you know, this sounds like a complaining video, but it's not. It's more just kind of showing you the ins and outs of, like, you know, it's like you want to do something cool and unique, but at the same time, you don't get rewarded for that cool and unique. So then it just discourages you from doing it ever again. Like, I did a video on Black Panther, how they changed his name to Black Leopard, and it was a whole fiasco. They actually like just changed his name to T'Challa. Then they changed his name to like the Panther. Then they changed it to, because Black Panther came out the same as Black Panther as a political group, and Stanley was like, I don't want to. It's too controversial. Let's just get rid of his name altogether. So they tried to keep on changing it. So they changed it for one issue, Fantastic Four 120 or 119. I can't remember, 118, something like that. They changed it to the Black Leopard. He even said his name was the Black Leopard, and then they changed it back because I think Roy Thomas or John Buscemi, not Buscemi, Buscema. Buscemi is the actor, whatever. And They didn't like that, so they changed it back to the Black Panther. It was like a whole thing. I did a whole documentary on it, but no one watched it. And I was like, this is interesting. But nope. Not. What is this? Mysterious Adventures. $9.99. Thought it'd be $5. Got a $5. So yeah, to me, that stuff is. Whoa. That stuff is interesting. Because to me, also it's like to me, I'm like, why do they do this? So then I start researching and I'm like, oh, this is cool, and that's what I like to do for fun, like research things. And then I find out all this information and then I'm like, well, maybe I'll make it into a video. And then I spend like 20, 30 hours researching, writing a script, saying the script, then editing the video, and then it's like 500 views. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I made 50 cents for all my time when I could just make another, these 5 comics are going down or 5 comics are going up, and I'll do way better. Thought it'd be 1.0, got a 1.5, $3.99. I think this is a later issue. Atomic Explosion panel. Kind of cool. Who's the artist? Maurice Whitman. Good art. Never heard of him. See, there's another video about artists that you never know that are quite good. Starling Terror, number 14. Thought I'd get 2.0, got a 2.5, $3.99. So a bunch of like Golden Age rare stuff. Here's another rare one. This is Detective Comics 21, second appearance of the Crimson Avenger. Speed Saunders. Space Investigator and Glass of Poison. Oh, anyways, coverless copy of Detective 21, $6.99. Let's put that down there. Pre-Batman. I have a bunch of these. I'm only going to show you one because they all look the same. Spider-Man 601. I mean, great cover. Great cover. There was this. So Scott Campbell did this cover of, I don't even know what it is. I have the comic book. It's X-Men with Rogue, but it's like, I don't want to say it's called a negative cover where it's all green, and then because she has green on her outfit, and he just drew in the non-green parts. I mean, there's a whole like series of these that people did for like a year, a bunch of them. But the original art was on Comic Link, I was like, ooh, I'd love to have that art. But I went for like 13 or 15,000. I don't know. It was way, way above what I would have paid. Yeah, I'd love to get that art someday. I want to get this art someday. Detective 880. Those are the art. Swamp Thing 1. I love the art. Bernie Wrightson. Love that art. Yeah, those are probably my 3 top pieces. This one being number 1. So Spider-Man 601. I have a 9.4, a 9.6, and another 9.6. This one's $2.19. The other one is $2.79 for a 9.6. In case anyone is interested, they are right here. And then, let's see. This magazine is Haunted. Number 9. Came back greater wanted. $2.99. This one is, Steve Ditko cover. Very cool. Very cool cover. Very cool use of colors. It is missing, a centerfold or something? Missing page 2 and 7. But so that's it's a 0.5, $6.99. And then here we got Peanuts cover, old Peanuts, Tip Top number 186, little Snoopy down there. You know what I found out? This is very weird. Anyways, came back gray one, $7.99. My wife, she doesn't like Peanuts. She says they're annoying. And I'm like, what? Because I've already seen the Peanuts movie, the cartoon that came out, the animated 3D animation that came out 5 years ago or something. I have no idea when it came out. And it was on HBO Max. I'm like, oh, why don't we watch that again? And I started watching it while she was like getting ready for bed, and she's like, no, turn this off. And I'm like, what? Why? And then she's like, Peanuts are boring and annoying. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, they always say good grief, and he's just annoying. I'm like, what about Snoopy and Woodstock? And nope, she doesn't like them. She doesn't like Peanuts. And I was like, did you not grow up with the Charlie Brown Christmas? And she's like, no. And I was like, that's weird. Like, so me growing up, obviously my dad was a comic book nerd and into sci-fi and all that kind of stuff. So my dad we would always watch stuff that he liked when he was a kid. And so, we watched all that stuff, all the old cartoons, he loved the old Sherlock Holmes that were black and white. I can't remember the actor, Basil something, I don't know, whatever his name was. Watched all of those. Those were fun. And we'd watch old movies, tons of old movies. It was normal for us to watch like a black and white movie. And this would be in the 80s and 90s because that's what he would get. We watched newer stuff too, but she was saying, my wife was saying that they never watched anything old. They never watched anything from her parents' childhood or teenage years. It was only like stuff within the last like 5 years of release when they'd rent a movie or whatever. I'm like, interesting. That is it. Have a great day.